Hello, my juicy co-creators. Lilou here in beautiful Sedona, Arizona. Oh my goodness, this is such a beautiful place.
It's beautiful, beautiful. It's so nice to have you here, Lilou.
Thank you, Jill.
It's a blessing.
Well, we have beautiful Cathedral Rock behind us, and this is one of the vortex of Sedona.
Indeed.
The most visited one, isn't it?
And one of the most, yes, indeed.
Yeah, and there is two things in the middle, sticking out in the middle of those two rocks. I don't know if you could see it. And it's a male and the female, clearly. And it's just very special energy, and I feel very blessed to have the tour here, and that we met, and synchronicity has brought us to stay at your place. Thank you for welcoming the Juicy Tour in the Gaia Suites.
In the Gaia Suites, Gaia says hello and sends love to everybody out there, all your viewership. It's a beautiful, magical place here in Sedona. Yeah.
And you were really called here to this land because it's got a special energy. I feel home to here. There's a vibration.
Yes.
And there's transformation happening here, clearly, on a planetary, universal level.
Yes.
And you have a PhD. You totally transformed your life. Tell us that you made a big decision right there.
I did. I knew as I was writing my dissertation that I had to come to Sedona, and my spiritual partner Robert Elliott and I came out here. I just received my PhD from the University of Arkansas in Fayetteville. It's in curriculum instruction, primarily educational policy and applied statistics. Lots of words for a really potent energy. And I knew I needed to come here as Dr. Jill. I needed to come here, and I wasn't sure what I was going to really do as I was here. But as I was writing this dissertation, I felt the potency of here and was able to write a 300-page dissertation in just months. And it's a magical place. And I knew as I was receiving these energy pockets, and we were hiking the land and feeling Gaia very much beneath us, that I wanted to make it my home. I wanted to be here and flourish and do what I was meant to do next here on the sacred planet here in Sedona. So
and it's so special because we're staying here in the Buddha room, and just when you wake up, having this, in front of you really creates magic.
Yes.
And this is in those magical places, and when we really see how beautiful the planet Earth is, that we really, I feel, wake up our call to help her in any way we can and to assist in something, in some ways.
That is such a wonderful way to segue into how I feel, and the next right step here in Sedona, which is going from a very academic way of being at the university level, and really my entire life, to such a sacred place where it's so connected to the earth and very simple. I'm able to use all of the tools that I've gleaned as a budding young social science researcher with this new energy, which is using the gold standards that we're taught as researchers, which are transparency and authenticity, checking your sources, knowing the energy, being very observant as you analyze numbers or as you analyze qualitative interviews, looking for those strands, is being a deep observer in life. And I'm using that template now here in Sedona as being a deep observer of Gaia's energy. Mm-hmm. And how I can use an academic template now as in a spiritual way, which is so part of this new earth, is to use it in a way that is from the heart and not as much from the mind, actually. It's a segue from the mind to the heart, and to know what we're doing with intention, to be radically conscious of what we're doing now. And Gaia, I feel, is speaking to me very deeply, very daily, as she speaks with many people, but we all have our certain gifts. And I feel now, as I've had also background with beautiful people like Pepper Lewis, who speaks Gaia's words so eloquently, and a gal right here in the Sedona area named Cynthia Williams, who speaks from a language that's of the heart. I've gleaned off of those women some of the potency and then made it my own. We all have our own frequency, and it's good to also acknowledge those of information that we've are transmuting and transforming. So
What do you recommend for people that really want to hear Gaia and be closer to her? What do you do every day? How do you live your life to allow that?
That's such a juicy question. That's what I'm doing right now. I think I have tools, definitely distinctive tools that I know I'll be writing about as we're on this earth, and especially in the red rocks, in this potent crystalline energy, to really connect with the energy coming down right now. It's a very real-time energy, and I've definitely been given tools to be able to connect with Gaia like that. But on the whole, some universal tools for wherever the viewership is sitting and watching this beautiful video from. Some of the biggest tools that I'm getting are allowance, being very much in the moment, using our own internal guidance system. We are our own gurus. Expressing and being as much as we can love. And when fear comes up, to acknowledge it, but move right very quickly, directly back to a place of love, to allow, and then allow more. And I think that's what some of the biggest concepts I'm getting from Gaia right now is to allow this energy to come in, let it move through you. We are like spiritual doulas right now as she's giving birth to a new earth. We, in love and in allowance, both internally, microcosm, and the macrocosm, Gaia, are experiencing our own births, and we can experience our own birth in ease and grace if we so choose. And that comes with an allowance and of a deep heart and love connection. It's simple yet extremely potent.
So there's this new earth, it's reborn. It's being reborn,
yes.
and people and new children too. You're very interested about.
Yes.
Can we call them indigo children?
We can call them whatever you want to call them. Gaia's given me the words that as if you're looking at a crystal, and the sun is refracting into the crystal. The refractions and the reflections are all different colors, and we could name them. In my dissertation, I didn't name them, of course, crystal or indigo, because of the academic setting, although I did write about them, and all of my hypotheses and the research centered around them and their energy coming down onto this earth, and their calling now. As we, as leaders coming up in our 30s and 40s, are stepping into our leadership roles, these children coming in now are seeding this earth as well. So we all are being reborn, and these energies, these new children coming in, and you can call them whatever you want. They are here to help Gaia in her transformation as well. Yes, and I have a very deep love for and calling for children and writing about them. Yeah.
So what would you say our role right now, or these children's role is for Gaia? What are we here for?
Wow. We're here really to love. And I know that sounds so basic, but it is really the truth. As all of our systems shift and change from one of, old system of doing things, of more of a patriarchal energy, to a more feminine, allowing energy that we will sink into our hearts. So all transactions will come in a form of love, business, every single entity that's here right now that is not of love, of course, is like the phoenix rising, is dissipating, and what is rebirthing is one of love. So these children, to answer your question, are here to help create a platform for that love. They're here as a very pure energy, a very potent energy. They're here to use the resources that are here on Gaia's beautiful planet in a way that is synonymous and in synchronicity with her, but not one that digs deep into her, one that is very loving and ease and grace, one that uses what's already natural and given to use it to its potential. So these new children coming in will help us with creating this new science that will come about, the new use of energy that will come about, as we find that our use of old energies of oil and such no longer work. These new crystal children, if you will, or these new children coming in are brilliant. I have one of my own who's creating eco-villages on paper and solar panel cars and whatnot. They are coming with these potent light packets to help promote the new birth of Gaia, the new use of our resources.
And by that same way, they're reminding us of our potential. And I think we are too part of this shift and creating new ideas. We're growing very, very fast right now.
Very rapidly. And we've talked about that very quickly. We haven't had a lot of time off camera, but how every day we're stepping into our new potential. And these new children, along with Gaia, are helping us because we are the leaders. We are the new leaders. The viewership, who's I know highly intelligent, are the new leaders. And we must collaborate now. We are weaving a new web of love. We have a web that's of technology, but even more potent is this new web of love that is being woven on a very real level and multidimensional level to bring together collaborations of like-minded soul pod families, I call them, who can collaborate. Here, what do you bring to the table? This is what I bring. What do you bring? This is what I bring. And we collaborate and make magnificent, miraculous things now. It will happen like that.
Tell us about your biggest challenge during this transition between being a PhD to now living this dream. I mean, what would you recommend from anybody that's coming from that similar background or really anchored in their life and feeling the calling?
Well, just recently, it's so amazing how the microcosm of our individual selves is so emblematic of the macrocosm of Gaia birthing, because I recently have said goodbye to an educational forum that I have been involved in since the age of 20, and have said yes to the unknown. And being an intellectual or from that background, that's a huge jump. And the only way that I could create that jump and transverse that jump was to go directly to the heart. There was no stopping in between. It was from the head directly to the heart. And as I started to get more and live more from the heart, and then one sees from the heart, and then one speaks from the heart, and one listens from the heart, then the manifestations in front of me were the ones that I was intending in a very high vibration way. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Because everything, as you know, is energy. And so manifestation is just evolution of energy. We have the thought, then we have the thought form, and then we have the manifestation. It just goes as is. So as the viewers are going through similar processes, I would recommend not only connecting deeply with the earth, and I will have tools that will come out. There are many people that have specific tools, but one must directly connect with Gaia to answer your question, and then simultaneously go into the heart. When one feels fear, when one feels the ego, I ask the ego to go into the back seat. I put a little safety belt on the ego. I give them a little lollipop, and then I say, you may suck on the lollipop, but now my heart is the driver. Now I have to sometimes say that every microsecond, okay? Because the shift is happening so fast that the ego oftentimes has been in the rein of the driver's seat for so long that it's definitely a shift to allow the heart to be in the driver's seat, yes? Mm-hmm. Have you found that?
Mm-hmm. It needs a lot of compassion for sure and love. Tell us about the inside work, because that's part of your inside work, but you worked a lot.
It's an inside job, right? This whole new energy coming in, we are our own gurus. It's all about self-empowerment. Now we have each other to help along the way and nudges, and I will be helping with life coaching and whatnot, and you help in your ways as well. We all have ways to help to nudge along the way, but really it is an inside job, and it is a daily, intentional, radical, conscious evolution of being very aware of our thoughts. For me, being very aware of my thoughts, and when I catch my thoughts veering, as much as I can, easily and gently nudging them back to a space that is of a higher vibration. What is it that I want? What am I dreaming? What is it that I want to experience? I am my own experimental design, and I was able to upload not too many because of being right in the vortex where our house is, but Mark Allen's work and your interview with him, which is really potent. And I didn't know anyone else who was looking at their life like an experimental design, but really, when I was taking that statistics class, I started doing that several years ago at the university level. I am my own experimental design. I get to create my own hypotheses. I get to create my own ways to test these hypotheses. And if we can experience personally our thoughts and the manifestation thereof and see how potent they are in such a positive way, I think that we can traverse and connect quickly to this energy that's happening. Does that answer?
Mm-hmm. How do you deal with the negative, what seems to be negative actually, or all the economy or the natural disaster? Because that must be painful at times because you feel so close to Gaia.
Yeah, and I can't believe you're asking that because it has been. And wow, that's a very potent question. It brings tears to my eyes because it has been, and it is very intense. And Gaia has let me know she doesn't need healing. This is like as if we were detoxing. She's having the grand detox, okay? How can I say it in any different way? Like we have liver cleanses, we have kidney cleanses that we do as way showers because we know that our bodies need to be internally clean as much as our thoughts do. So Gaia is having a detox. And through the detox, we can have compassion and allowance and help, just let her know that we understand and it's going to be okay. She's detoxing from thought forms that weren't of a highest vibration. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And as I was able to understand that, then it could help me with the feelings of sadness that would come up as I saw some of the detoxing happening, right? Mm-hmm. Because the detoxing is of old energies that won't work anymore, right? It's not of love to dig into her earth, deep, deep, deep to her veins. Mm-hmm. It's of love to use what she provides, like the sun. Mm-hmm. And that goes right into what I'm doing right now with my spiritual partner, which is creating organic gardens all around Sedona, because we must know where our food's coming from and our water. And so as she's detoxing, she's asking us to start empowering ourselves we collect seeds, open, pollinated, heirloom, beautiful organic seeds from the gardens, and are creating a seed bank. And these are gold. This is gold. And so as she's detoxing and as she's rebirthing, she's asking us to use what she's giving us, such gifts that has already been here, in a whole new way. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's very, very juicy. I'm just loving this and very grateful for this conversation. And I really feel that she's showing us something to all of us to understand. She's going through this process, so are we.
It's simultaneous. It's so beautiful because it's no one's better or less. We're all equal now. Everything is 50-50. Everything is win-win. Everyone must feel good in every transaction that we do from here on out, because that's how Gaia is. She doesn't get angry. She allows us to live on her earth, and she's our mother. We are her children. It's a sacred soul contract, and it's now time to honor that by birthing these new children, and by us stepping up as leaders to use all of our Gaia-given, highest self-given elements to start channeling it for ourselves now. It's time. You're doing it. I'm doing it now. And I know you invite, and I invite as well, all of those viewing to contact me if you feel so inclined to start collaborating in this new energy via writing, research. If you want to come and retreat to feel Gaia's energy like you and your family are, because it's time now. We have no more time. Actually, time is now. There is no time. Mm-hmm. We are in no time. And we used to meet our past and our future as we were in a circular motion. Now we're on an upward spiral. So we are creating a new form, if you will, of time. If the mind wants to think of time still, from this no time, we can create a spiral of time where we don't meet our past anymore. We are creating a new. And I know you feel that. Mm-hmm.
And I feel it here even more so.
Do you really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think there's a special place for all of us. It might not be Sedona, but this is certainly...
It's certainly a place to touch in right now. Mm-hmm. It's definitely potent with this new energy. Yes, we all are called to our certain, I call them power nodes. And if Sedona is a place to touch in, then you must touch in. If it's a place to live, then so be it. There are many powerful people that are living here because of her energy here. And
Can we send a big chunk of energy to whoever is listening right now?
big chunk of
Right now, going through.
right from Gaia's heart to yours, man. It is definitely crystalline energy, and it's potent. It's definitely changing the DNA nodes. It's definitely changing from the inside out.
And it's happening now, my beautiful co-creator. We send you much love from amazing, beautiful Sedona with lots of loving energy from Gaia and us. Mwah.